Assignment 4. So in class I've checked all of your other assignments up to this point, and I'll be putting that into Edsby as complete once that's done. So I do need to check assignment 3 for most of you still, but if you're on the school website, or on our class website I should say, the instructions for assignment 4 are here. So basically we are creating a school flyer to sell school clothing. So I will show some examples for you pretty soon, but you are going to have two classes in class to work on this. So you can work on this outside of class, obviously. Before you complete, or before you start assignment 4 I should say, I would like you to complete these 4 that I've listed on the website for lessons on alignment and choosing the right font and pairing different fonts in Canva. So when you click on the image here, it will send you to Canva. Make sure you log in so it'll track your progress. So when I walk over and say, can I see this? I'll see on your account that you've completed those 4, or at least you've clicked on it and had the video go through. Now, as time goes on, we're constantly learning about all of the different aspects of graphic design. Really, there's way more than I could ever cover in this course. So we are continually learning not only the software, but just graphic design basics. So in this, it kind of helps me really kind of manage what you're able to work on at your own pace. I think for some of the software stuff that we're going to be doing, I'm going to have everyone log in to Illustrator today in class when you're here, just to make sure that you can, because I have had some students in some other classes where they try to use the Adobe programs and they just find out they're not added to the Adobe license, which isn't a problem. It just takes time for me to send in a work order to get that done. So I don't want to start the first day of Illustrator and then say, oh, okay, everybody log in, and then a bunch of hands go up saying, oh, I can't, it's not recognizing my ID. So today you are to log into Illustrator, or open it up and log into it. So the flyer. So today is group 1, and then group 2 is tomorrow, and then group 3 is Monday. You will also have your class next week to work on this flyer. So this assignment, I've got the list of things there that you can see on the website. There is a rubric there. I'm not going to go through it. There is a part of the rubric that's shaded in gray. That means that part doesn't apply. So it is out of 24 marks. Now, this is going to be handed in on Canva. So once you're finished, you're going to click View. But before you work on your flyer, I do need to see your mood board. So you're going to complete your mood board in Canva. Make sure you're not on the personal one. Make sure you're on the graphic design class. So you can click on Can View. So then it'll pop up on mine. I can see it, and then I'll give you the thumbs up to move on to your flyer. You are going to create a rough draft and then share it with me, and you're going to call it rough draft. So it'll be your name, rough draft, and then when you share it with me, I will give you feedback in class. If I need to add a third class to this, I will, but right now I want to give it, I think we could finish this in 2 classes. If we can't, if we need to add a third class, then that's fine. But I would like to try and get this done in 2. The feedback is, like, it's really hard for me to put into messages like all the things that you need to fix in your documents. So when I give you that feedback, then you make a copy of your rough draft, and then you call it your final draft. You make those changes, you hand it in, I mark it. If you're fine with the mark, then that's it. That mark gets entered. If you look at it and say, okay, well, here's the rubric, here's how I scored on this, and I want to improve this, for some assignments, especially at the beginning of this course, I allow you to re-hand it in. So then you can hand in final draft version 2.0. So you've made those changes, and then I'll remark it, and your mark could go higher if you've made the changes correctly. You can only do this once though, so I can't have someone say, okay, I fixed the alignment on this, all the spacing's good, here you can go version 2. I lost a mark for spelling or grammar, there was some mistake there, I'll redo it and hand it in again. Okay, now there's version 3, version 4, version 5. You're getting feedback twice. If you choose to hand in a second final draft, that's your choice, right? I would prefer that everybody in the class gets 100% on this, because they've taken the feedback from the rough draft, they've taken the feedback from the final draft, and they've handed in a perfect copy. I'd rather have everybody in the class have perfect copies for the first few assignments that we do, because you're just going to learn more about graphic design that way if you understand. There's a lot to take in, and there's a lot for just visually you to see, and then see the difference between what looks a certain way and the better version of that. So if you don't want to do a second final draft, then you don't have to. You say, you know what, I got 22 out of 24, that's good enough for me. If that is, then I'm not forcing you to do it again. So the rubric there, I can go through that if you have any questions about it, but the assets on the website, so if you look at the website right here up on the TVs, you should know the difference between a JPEG and a PNG. So PNG, it's still an image, but it has a transparent background, so it's kind of hard to see on the website, but once you put it into your document, you won't have that square around it as a JPEG does. The website, so the way that school clothing works is people will buy our school clothing off of a website. I don't know if you know this, but that is the way our school clothing is sold. Once the person clicks on this link, there's such a great amount of options. Like, doing school clothing this way is actually so great because students can customize colors and logos and different brands. And when we used to do school clothing, you had a choice between like 3 t-shirts and 3 hoodies, and everybody had to pick one, and then they'd sign up for which size they wanted, they'd bring in a check, everything. This gets delivered right to your house. If you order a certain amount, so you know you want to order clothes and someone else you know wants to order clothes, the more you order, the less it is. So the website, the link is here underneath. You will need to put the link on your flyer. So these are our new logos with the taglines: Inspire, Create, and Achieve. These ones here don't have those taglines in there, so if you want to put it in without the tagline, you want to cut it out. If you want to cut these out, there is a quick tutorial I can show you in Photoshop. It's very handy. It's great to know. You have to include a QR code on your flyer. So the reason being, the flyer's up in the hallway. I'm not sure if we'll be able to put them up this year, but we'll see. The flyer's up in the hallway. Someone's walking by. For them to bring up a browser on their phone and then start typing in the website, which is Fort Richmond Collegiate.entropyshops.com. It's got like almost every letter of the alphabet in there, so that would take a while to do. Or you just hover over top of the QR code and it sends you directly to that website where we have our school clothing. You will add the hex color for our FRC logo, so we've got black and white, but the gold is that specific hex color that I've put up on the site for you. So there's right up there on like what hex colors are, if you don't know that already. And then I will print these off in color as well. So I'll print 1 or 2 copies. I will put these examples of student work on the island. You can come check it out in class. And you can kind of get an idea of design ideas or how they've kind of laid it out. You can see that a lot of them are similar but different. Each person in the class is going to have the same topic, which is FRC school clothing, but how you put it together is up to you. Okay? So I have that link there active. So when you're ready, you go and you can put together whatever clothes you want on the website and then take a screenshot of that, or right click save image and use those images in your Canva design. Remember, we are doing all of this in Canva. The directions are there, and if you have any questions at any time, ask me in person or send me a message on Edsby. The only thing about Edsby is if you send me your design and say, what can I fix? I'll probably refer to saying, well, check your alignment or check your fonts, or I won't go into a lot of detail on Edsby. I'll say I'll check it in class for you. If you have any questions about anything else, ask. But again, in this class this week, or the 24th, 25th, and 28th, I do want you to open up Illustrator on your computer. Okay, I think that's it.